Yo, what up everybody, it's me, Fitness65. I'm just bringing you a new video this morning. Haven't made a video in a while, so just thought I'd haven't made a video in like 6 days or 7 days, so I thought I'd bring you a new video and just talk about some things in this video. In this video I'm just going to be talking about 2 or 3 subjects. One, I'm going to be talking about the Big Bang pay-per-view from ROH, and possibly I'm going to be talking about the Christopher Daniels return to ROH and him leaving TNA, and then I'm going to be talking about Jack Swagger's World Heavyweight title, my thoughts on Jack Swagger's World Heavyweight title win. So let's get started with this video. So one thing I wanted to talk about first was giving my thoughts on Jack Swagger's World Heavyweight title, him cashing his Money in the Bank and winning the World Heavyweight title. Now, I don't really have a problem with Jack Swagger being World Heavyweight Champion. I like the idea of WWE actually pushing new talent and focusing more on new talent, and not putting the title on guys who have already been established already, like a Triple H or an Edge or somebody like that. It's just good to see someone new finally be World Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown, and I just hope that the WWE doesn't mess up on his title run like they did with Sheamus, because we already know how bad of a title run that Sheamus got, and the fact that Sheamus wasn't really established. But with Jack Swagger's a way better wrestler than Sheamus. He can put on good matches and work, and just him being in the ring with the right people will get good matches out of him, and that's pretty much what I see with Jack Swagger. And he pretty much carried himself well on SmackDown when he won the World Heavyweight Championship, and he didn't seem like he was nervous, or he didn't seem like he can handle the pressure or anything like that. I mean, he presented himself well as World Heavyweight Champion, and like I said, I like the whole idea of Jack Swagger being World Heavyweight Champion. It's something fresh, something new, and I'm not going to complain about it like I did with Sheamus, because like I said, with the Sheamus thing, I thought it was just way too fast and way too quick. But with the whole Jack Swagger thing, at least you got someone who's established, someone who was already a former ECW champion, and someone who already had like some good previous matches in 2009. And then I believe he had one good match with Triple H. So let's see what happens with Jack Swagger as World Heavyweight Champion. Hopefully they give him a decent, proper run, and they don't give him like a Sheamus run, like by fucking up his World Heavyweight title runs or his whole World Heavyweight title push. So let's see where this is going. But to those people who are complaining about it, I'm just saying, just give it a chance and see what the WWE goes with it, because you're finally getting someone who new that's getting a title push, and you're not getting the same wrestlers who are getting pushed all the time over guys like this. So be happy that you got someone new in the main event picture, and that the WWE is starting to focus more on new talent. But just give this one a chance, and let's see if the WWE finally does something right with it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. And the Big Bang pay-per-view, which was Saturday, I watched that pay-per-view. That was a pay-per-view from ROH. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. I thought that was a pretty good pay-per-view that ROH put on. I mean, there was 3 good matches. The main event was not really that good. I mean, it was just bad, but I mean, the audience got into it, so I mean, can't really complain about it. But I still thought it was bad. But let's get to it. Yeah, let's get to some of the action on this show. I mean, you had the first matchup, which was Zach Salvation versus Phil Shater. I thought that was a good 2.5-star matchup. I mean, there wasn't really that much going on. It was really just to showcase Phil Shater as being the next big thing in ROH. That's pretty much what it was, and then focusing on a lot of new guys. Thought it was a good, decent matchup. I give it 2.5 stars. Then there was the Pick 6 series matchup between Kenny King and Davey Richards. This was a very good matchup. I missed like half of the matchup, but I got right into it, like towards the end. I mean, towards the middle of the matchup. This was a good matchup. A lot of near falls, a lot of new counters, some stiff kick shots by Davey Richards, and it was just a very fun matchup. And it was one of those matches that you just didn't want to see end because it was just so good. And I think it was one of the best match. It was one of the third or second best matches of the night. And I give this match four stars. This just was really good, and it showcased the Kenny King. Showcase why he's the future of ROH, and it showcased why Davey Richards is so good in ROH. Then of course you had Christopher Daniels come in and cut a promo right when Davey Richards was saying that he wanted to prove that he's the best in the world, and Christopher Daniels came out and said, "You haven't beat the best in the world until you beat me." And it looks like they're going to set up something with Christopher Daniels and Davey Richards, which I'm excited for. And I'm excited for Christopher Daniels leaving TNA because I didn't like how he was being used in TNA, and now he gets his chance to showcase himself in ROH after being in the predicament or situation he was in TNA where he wasn't being used well. So let's see what happens with Christopher Daniels. And then you had the Butchers match with Necro Butcher against Eric Stevens. This was your typical hardcore matchup. Really wasn't that good. Really, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't anything you haven't seen in WWE or TNA. Just your typical standard hardcore match. And then, of course, the ending, which I didn't really like that good, but it was okay for what it was. And you also got to see Prince Nana get his in this matchup. Decent matchup. I give it 2.5 stars. Then there was the Cassandro at Exotico versus Rhett Titus matchup. This was a good, fun, entertaining matchup. The crowd was really into it. There was some nice athleticism by Cassandro, Exotico. There was some nice action. There was some nice spots in this matchup, and the interaction between these two, and the look on Rhett Titus' face when Cassandro was doing all that crazy stuff with him was just priceless. I love this matchup. Good matchup. I give this 3 stars. Then there was that tag team matchup with Keving Steene and Steve Corino against El Generico and Colt Cabana. This was more of a matchup to kind of set up another matchup at the next ROH show, and just for El Generico to finally get his revenge on Kevin Steene for Kevin Steene turning on him, and he just kind of went berserk and just started attacking other wrestlers when he saw what they were doing to Colt Cabana. That's pretty much what it was. It just set up another match from the next show. I really enjoyed this though. I give it 3 1/4 stars. This was a good matchup, but it was just used to set up the next matchup on the next show. Then there was an intermission with Jim Cornette putting over ROH and talking about the Midnight Express and the three main events. Him putting the 3 main events over. I thought that was pretty good. Then you had the tag team the ROH World Tag Team Championship matchup between the Briscos and the Kings of Wrestling. This was a very good matchup. You saw a lot of counters. You saw one of the sickest counters into the Doomsday Device, and it was a power slam out of the Doomsday Device. I thought that was good. You also saw some other good, nice action in this matchup, and it was just exactly what most tag team wrestling in WWE and TNA should be, and why tag team wrestling is sort of missing in both companies. And they always prove how well their tag team division is, and how well they showcase their tag team division in this matchup. I love this matchup. Give it 4 3/4 stars. Then there was the main event, the triple threat matchup. One of the 3 main events, the triple threat matchup. I thought this was very good between Austin Aries, Tyler Black, and Roderick Strong. Some good storytelling, some nice psychology. You had Austin Aries playing a heel to a T by trying to play Tyler Black and Roderick Strong against each other. You had one of the sickest counters into the sickest moves that I ever seen. You had the suplex into the God's Gift. I thought that was sick. The only main gripe about this matchup is they eliminated Roderick Strong, which I thought they should have eliminated Austin Aries, but still, if you get over that, this was a very good matchup, and this ROH pay-per-view just proved that they're one of the best and why most people need to give it a chance. And I suggest you watch the replay and know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, rate, comment,